All right, everybody. I'm just going to wait for everybody to kind of settle in here. It's going to be my first time live streaming in a very long time. So let's just see how this goes. All right, so I'm not going to wait for people to get on. I just want to be upfront and let everybody know that I'm going to start live streaming every single day, but provide a different perspective on the market. Let me know if there are any lagging issues whatsoever, if there's any connection issues. It's my first time live streaming in an extremely long period of time, probably in over 3-4 years. In 2018, 2017, I was really active on YouTube, but I stepped away from YouTube and started to focus more on Twitter and just live trading in general on Twitter. But now I want to get back into the YouTube space and provide a different perspective than a lot of the fundamental news that you've been seeing already. And there's thousands of different channels on YouTube. I'm not here to compete with them. I'm not here to get likes. I'm just here to give you a different perspective from a technical analysis perspective. And for those that don't know me, I'm Philakone. I've been in the crypto space for about 6 years now, almost 7 years. Actually, since late 2015. So you can say for almost about 7 years now. I used to be a mechanical engineer, but unfortunately, I had to leave that job because crypto started paying a lot more. I got to appreciate my time. And for those that don't know what I specialize in Elliot wave theory, MACD, RSI, moving averages, price action, and Fibonacci retracement and extensions. So without further ado, I'm going to provide a technical analysis perspective every single day in the market and just cover a few major points that I've already outlined for you. I'm not expecting this channel to blow up on YouTube, but I do want to provide my perspective anyways. And I thought it'd be a really fun idea to just get to know more people, get to engage with more of the community as well, because I've been in the crypto community for a long time. But my Discord group started getting really big, but now I want to actually start approaching other people as well. So let's start off with Bitcoin's technical analysis, okay? The first thing that we're going to point out is Bitcoin's 200 moving average that we don't see over here on the weekly. There we go. So based off of history, we've held since about 2014 the 200 moving average for about 7-8 years now. And unfortunately, for the first time in history, we've dipped below this 200 moving average. And since we've dipped below it, the market sentiment is fairly bearish, but we've recovered such a substantial price point right now from December 17's all-time high. A lot of people said that, wow, we broke below it, we hit to the $17,000 ranges, we fell below it, and fortunately, we ended up getting a 22% rejection to the upside. That's huge. And I'll be taking a lot of your questions and answers as well at the end. And I'm here to provide you a technical analysis perspective, not... Hold on a second here. I gotta moderate some things. There we go. I gotta get a moderator for the chat once I actually start engaging more, because there's going to always be a lot of haters. Hey, what's up, T. Holmes? How's it going? Please do keep the questions coming in, and I'll be more than happy to answer the technical analysis perspective. Fundamental, you guys know me for a long time now, and I won't be diving into that. Just let me know how the quality is, and I'm sure that these streams will get much better. And the ultimate goal today is to also find you trades to let you know what some of my hot picks are. So right now, Bitcoin on the weekly has dipped to something substantially low on the RSI. Historically, we've dipped to the lowest RSI that we've ever seen. We've dipped below these price points over here. This one here was seen in 2015, January, and then this one was December 18th. That was a really low price point, the lowest that we got around here before a major bull rally occurred around the $3,000-$4,000 range. Now the question is, will we recover in RSI? If we do recover in RSI, this is going to be a massive bounce. We've seen RSI go extremely low before, and massive wicks start to liquidate the short positions. On the long and the short table right now, believe it or not, both sides are actually getting liquidated. So we're seeing massive volatility in the market right now. The volume is also starting to pick up. So based off of moving average on the weekly, we're asking ourselves, is this 200 moving average going to recover? And that price point would be above 22,500. We've now successfully recovered above 2017's all-time high. But will it actually stay? So 12 to 14,000. It's possible if we get a wave failure, Kung Fu Classics. I still see it as a possibility, but as it stands right now, we're too bullish in my opinion after a 22% rally. And also when we get into the Elliot wave technical analysis, which we'll get into BTC King, I do see 5 waves finishing particularly right around here. So let's dive into that on the daily first, and then we'll tackle this from an Elliott wave perspective, which is my absolute favorite. Right now, we don't see any bullishly diverging RSI on the daily. But the reason for this is because whenever we get a parabolic drop, you're never going to see RSI bullish divergence. It's like when you get a parabolic rally that goes to the upside as well. Trying to short it based off of RSI is never going to work. So I strongly forewarn buying based off of RSI alone for parabolic drops or parabolic rallies. You're going to end up getting liquidated the majority of times. We're starting to see a lot of people enter the market now because we have reached extremely oversold conditions. So I'm going to get into the public portfolio with you guys as well. What I decided to do was have a public portfolio with about $20,000 to $50,000 in it, where my group in the Discord group will also have. Is it laggy? Okay, let me just change the quality here. I think it's because I'm streaming much higher. Okay, it's I know why. Give me a second. Let's see if I can change the stream output here. That's why it's at 15,000. Okay, I'm going to see if I can change this right now to 3,000 kilobits per second. Let's see if this changes in stream. There we go. This should be a lot better now. I changed. My bad. I was screaming at 15,000 kilobytes per second. That was pretty high. Okay, this should be a lot better now, right? I'm just waiting for the lag to subside right now. Should be better now. Great. I just reduced the output there. Okay, back to this. On the daily chart, for the past 1, 2, 3 days now, we're seeing uptick to the upside. Okay, we're seeing an uptick. That's beautiful. We're also seeing 2 hammer candles, but more importantly, these could be observed as a tweezer pair combination. With the tweezer pair combination, the wicks are slightly the same, but I find that they're much stronger when you see the wick on the second candle. If the first one's followed by a red hammer, and then you get a wick, and the second one's followed by a green hammer, but the wick has a higher low, it's actually a very bullish momentum we're seeing right now. So let's talk about Elliott Wave quickly. I'm going to make this stream about maybe 10-15 minutes at most. So on the big picture, if I had to look at this in the simplest possible way right now for Bitcoin, I would have to call this a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And the beautiful thing about this elegant Elliott wave structure that we see here is that it pretty much makes a measured move. Now, what is a measured move? A measured move is a move that is very equivalent to the downside. So if something moved a certain percentage, it'll move a certain percentage to the downside again as well. So if we take a look at the first one, if I do a simple analysis of drawing a green box that's symbolic of the move down for wave 1, we're seeing that wave 2 only broke it by a little bit. Now, if I did this for wave 3 here and also wave 5, watch this amazing resemblance that you're going to see. This is the length of wave 3 coming to the downside. If I made a clone of that exact wave going down from 4 to 5, it's almost identical, which is incredibly scary. That's a very measured move that we see, which happens all the time in the crypto market. Okay? So right now, I'm fairly bullish on Bitcoin, believing that it's going to retrace a good amount here. Believing that it could retrace up to a possible dead cat bounce of even $29,000. It's very difficult for me to not believe this possible count. We see wave 3 slightly bigger, or wave 5 slightly bigger than wave 3. But one of the things that could obviously happen, okay, is that this here is actually not a wave 5. In fact, it ends up making a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we get further declines to the downside. Right? I'm not saying it could go to 4,000. I'm saying that it's possible that that's an alternate count as well. So it's something to be very fearful of. But right now, as it certainly stands, we're seeing Bitcoin make some amazing moves to the upside. This could have been seen easily. Actually, this last move right here, super complicated, but I believe that I was expecting a 5-wave count to the downside. I was looking for a 1, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I thought that that could have been a B wave or even an A, B, C, D, E. And then one more wave to the downside, right? That's what I originally thought. Then I realized that this is a possible 5th wave truncation. A truncated wave is a wave that falls short of the previous wave. Not quite a double bottom, but it could fall short. Now, if this were the actual count here, then it's very simple to deduce that this here is making basically a 3rd wave in a channel. Okay? Channels, you're going to see it crisscross and zigzag like this a lot. So the first wave is always incredibly choppy. So it's really difficult to count this Elliot wave structure breakout. But as it stands right now, I ended up buying a shit ton of Bitcoin under $19,000 for my main portfolio. Unfortunately, I wasn't awake for the $17,500 to the $18,000 range. I wish that I was more liquid in cash right now to transfer to Binance. Unfortunately, I'm not. But I will be buying lots of Bitcoin and crypto in general for the next few weeks to months to get to another $250,000 added to my main portfolio. And for the public portfolio, I'm going to be giving you guys a say of what coins to pick. And once you pick it, if this coin ends up doing well, all the profits from that particular coin will just be given back to the group. So we're seeing some massive pumps to the upside today. So Bitcoin, as it stands, my prediction is if the bulls ends up rallying even further, and if this was the entire 5-wave correction, a dead cat bounce level could get to around $29,000. But of course, many waves could actually fail. So I'm fairly bullish right now, just seeing how all the momentum is. And right now, if we take a look at the long-term holds, this is the first time in Bitcoin history where we've reached the all-time high for the amount of people holding more than 1 Bitcoin in history. So that's a major news as well. Hey, Kung Fu Classic, Elron, EGLD is going to be one of those coins that I also pick up for a long period of time. It's going to probably comprise of about $10,000 to $20,000 in my main portfolio, maybe even 50. I'm a big fan of that project. So once again, guys, as it stands, I'm fairly bullish on Bitcoin. So some of the big news revolving around crypto right now is, of course, 3 Arrows Capital. They ended up getting liquidated. They were one of the biggest crypto companies. They were a venture capitalist that raised $10 billion, and they ended up getting liquidated, which is incredibly depressing because we've seen them pay back their lenders with about 138 sushi, sending it to BitMEX. That's really sad, guys. A $10 billion company sending like 50 XRP, 50 sushi to pay back the exchange BitMEX. Really sad. Celcius was another company that was facing a possible liquidation. They froze their assets and disabled withdrawal to their customers. Celcius Network, what they did was they provided collateral if you wanted to exchange your crypto for another coin, and they also provided you interest on even stable coins like USDC. They gave you 5% interest on annual interest on stable coins, which is unheard of. If a coin is actually giving you that high of an interest on a stable coin, you've got to be really wary of it because it could be a representation of mismanagement of the company. And that's why they're in the hot waters right now. Unfortunately, they froze their withdrawals. Therefore, the coin itself ended up down tanking tremendously, as we can see. Let's just take a look on FTX, okay? They ended up just getting destroyed. It was a few days ago. But fortunately, they've had a am I on the right coin right now? Celcius token, Celcius Network. Let's just go here. Nope, that one's not good. Bittrex. Yeah, they had a major sell-off on the 13th, right? This one's probably a lot better on FTX to show you. They had a major sell-off, okay? Completely dropped after their assets got frozen. Fortunately, there was really good news that they started to repay some of their to pretty much establish solvency again. There were rumors of them being insolvent and everybody losing their money. So good news like this will pump a coin 100% today. So today it actually did 127%. That's massive. So there's good news for Celsius recovering and good news for us in general, where if they ended up getting liquidated, they were going to dump about $500 million onto the entire crypto market, which would have caused a cascading liquidation effect. So that is really good news in my opinion. So just moving on to something else like STEP.APP, right? I unfortunately had to exit STEP.APP because of the new update that they provided. I'm a huge fan of Move to Earn right now. I just enjoy using them in general. I'm not necessarily here to make money with them, but fortunately they're here to give me an excuse to walk my dog, make a little few extra bucks. It's nothing huge, of course. I'm trading with $100,000. I'm not really looking for these $30, $40 gains, but it's still incentivization to just walk my dog, get out there, exercise. Huge fan of Move to Earn, but I had to leave STEP.APP. I lost about $15,000 on this investment. If I had 6 more days with this project, I would have been up about $80,000 from all the shoe minting. Unfortunately, GST token fell from $30 by 90% now down to 34 cents. And it just wasn't worthwhile walking to make literally $40 a day, $50 a day, excuse me, for an hour and 40 minutes of my time. I've got better things to do. So with that being said, I decided to move on to a new Move to Earn called STEP.APP. I'm not here to promote them or anything. I'm just talking about my personal experience with them. I really like it. I just started staking it 3 weeks ago. I ended up getting 3 loot boxes that had the chance to give me a shoe. I'm really curious about to see their potential earnings. What I've learned is that STEP.APP, if you get in really early, you can potentially make a lot of money with it. So I'm going to try to get in STEP.APP really early. I've got my referral link below if anybody wants to hit me up with the referral there. And for the public portfolio. So the public portfolio that I have here right now, I started off with $21,000. It's now grown to $22,000, up about 4.5% or so. It's consisting of Bitcoin, Matic, DOT, ADA, AVAX, and Sol. So not bad for putting in $21,000. I recently just added Sol and AVAX today. And every few days, I'm going to add about $2,000 to $5,000, maybe 1 to 3 depending. Average more like 2.5, just to put in here where you guys will also get a say on what to invest in. And for that coin that you guys pick and vote on, we're going to give you guys all the profit of that coin. Hey, you just never know. You might be very lucky and you can use my money just to invest, and we're going to vote for it as a group as well. And I also have the public portfolio right here as well. If anybody's interested in getting this very simple public portfolio, adds everything up for you, automatically parses from coin market cap, so you don't need to update the price manually every single time. So if I wanted to update it, it refreshes every hour, or I just simply delete them here, and then I press Control Z a few times to get them back here, and we can see that we're up about $1,100 right now. So just to summarize with everything going on, I'm fairly bullish on Bitcoin. How can we not be? We see the 12-hour MACD going to the upside now. This is the one crossover, 2, 3, 4. This is basically the 5th crossover that we're seeing. Also, we're seeing the daily ramping up right now with the histogram and the MACD. Really beautiful price action, but we need to hold these key levels and get some more volume into this market. So moving on to altcoins really quickly, and I want to end this video in just a few short minutes. So some of my top picks. So this is my portfolio. I look at my CAD and my USD here because I live in Turkey and I'm Canadian, and I also work with USD. So following these 3 currencies are important to me. Taking a look at the market today, we're seeing some massive bullish movement. Some of the top picks should automatically be understood. Step 1, when you're looking for a hot pick, just sort your coin market cap, okay? If you guys are unfamiliar, go or sort your trading view. Go to sandwich.finance, download their import list of all the coins on your exchange, and then you can simply just import it and everything will pop up right here, so you don't have to add them manually one by one. So, and then just sort it here. The number one thing you should do is, of course, have all of your coins on TradingView, and the second thing is just sort it by change. The lowest one is FLM. Those are poorly forming right now. We still see SNX rally like a monster to the upside, although it's starting to stabilize. SNX did a monster gain of 140%, but today we're seeing NKN. Always look at the top gainers for that day by sorting it, just like this. That's the first thing you should do to pick the most volatile coin. You want to trade the most volatile coin because it gives you an opportunity to capitalize on the bigger movements. It's easier to trade a 20, 30, 40% moving coin where it's moving a lot than to trade a coin that's only moved 5% and hoping that you're catching just a small amount there. So right now, NKN is going to be on my watch list, okay? So what I do is I go through here, okay? A lot of these coins are going to be red, right, as I tag them. So this is the best way that I have found to do my watch list, okay? So NKN is hot. ZIL is also really hot right now. So what we do is we put an alert above each high, okay? So we want to look for a possible breakout. So make sure that your volume is also on, of course. Mine's not on. There we go. So I got mine on here. It's going to notify me. I go for the 5-second one, okay? So if it's going to notify me if it breaks above this high. ZIL is on a path as well. This seems like it's a possible third wave only, okay? So it's a third wave only. The third waves are always the strongest, okay? So I'm going to put an alert here, okay? And I'm just going to go greater than. And then also, I'm going to take a Fibonacci retracement. This is how I'm able to keep an eye on it. And I'm also going to put it near the 382. So then I add an alert, go to less than every time. Make sure that you got your sound on, put an alert there. Okay, so now I got a range that I can monitor to catch breakouts. So API looks like this is the first wave. Actually, this is probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down to make the 2. This is probably a 3. That's a 4, and that's probably a 5 to the upside. So we might have missed this entire 40% rally already. Unfortunately, I'm not awake during these times, so I can't catch them, although I'll still put it on my watch list. Waves looks like it's actually gunning right now for a major support range, possibly right around here. Okay, so I'm going to put an alert slightly above here. There's about a 4% move to the upside. Of course, there's always a possibility of a short. So this is how I set my day. I'm always putting up alerts, checking out what's going on here so I can always be notified. Okay, so once I do this now, and now these coins as well, comp, beautiful setup here. Let's see that if there's an alert we can set for breaking to the upside, go to greater than here. So now what I did is you have a red list here and you see all of your coins that you see here. I'm going to delete this one. There's just too many sometimes. So these are my 5 coins that I'm going to be watching today. NKN, ZIL, API3, Waves, and Comp. So let's get this crypto money together, guys, today. And let's see if we can actually find some great trades. I really appreciate you guys watching my first live stream. I'm honestly a little bit stressed out from it. Just being myself, though. I hope that you've learned something from here. Be sure to tune in every single day. I know that I don't have 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 viewers, but it's something I want to share my opinion with anyways in the market, because I truly and firmly believe that I am or was or will be one of the best traders in this crypto space, just based off of my experience of growing literally $150,000 of Ethereum. Actually, it started out with about $4,000 of Ethereum. 200 Ethereum bought, 200 Ethereum mined, and then I sold it at $350, which made me $150,000. And that $150,000 was invested in EOS, IOTA, Omise Go, XRP, and more Ethereum. I never had a single Bitcoin in 2017. And then that $150,000 ended up growing to well over 7 figures. Then, engineering job, never needed one again. And I've been in the crypto space since 2015 late. So I've seen every single bull market, major ones, and every single bear market, and I've survived all of them. I'm trading with anywhere from $50,000 to $250,000 at a time. I've been published a lot on Cointelegraph, Bitcoin.com as one of the top analysts, and I'm just here to help you guys grow your skills as well. I'm not saying I'm one of the best people to follow me. Of course, always learn from different places and different people and expand your mind to have a diversified set of skills. So I'm just going to take a look at some of the questions that you're using. So I'm just going to kind of quickly glance at it. No, I haven't taken a look at Moonbeam yet. Not yet. Can I take a look at Sol? Sol is one of the coins that I still believe is going to pick up to massive amounts. Despite their liquidation threat yesterday, where this whale had a gigantic amount, $170 million of Sol on chain. If he reached $22, we would have been dumped on the entire market. So just taking a look at other things, what am I using for recording? I'm using a program called OBS. It's a freeware. Hey, BTC King, I'm going to give you a technical analysis for Sol in the Discord group here. So to get the Excel tracker for the public portfolio, I'm just going to link it down below in the description with this video as well. So thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate you sticking with me for the past many years. I appreciate you guys very much, and I look forward to seeing you more.